back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time. You guys can just call me E. Your girl's hair is different and fresh. I have so many tutorials on how I achieved my hair in a longer state, and I'll insert a plethora of pictures here on the screen that you guys can check out. I have been doing this style since I was in high school. I actually wore Havana twists to prom. I think it was like my junior year. So I have so much experience on Havana and Marley twists. I showed you guys 13 ways of how I used to style my long Marley twists, which I do want to bring those back. A few videos ago, I think on a recent video, I asked you guys how you ended up following me on social media, basically how you ended up following me on YouTube, and a majority of you said that you found me because of my Marley twist video with that crazy introduction, which is why, you know, today we gonna pop, lock it, drop it a little bit, okay? But yeah, so I wanted to twist it up a little bit, get it? Twist it up. And I know today may be a little different. I'm actually not going to be doing a tutorial today. I am going to be greasing my scalp, basically how I upkeep my scalp, my hair underneath the twist, and how I keep the overall look of the twist overall.
Never took a L, lesson learned, and I bounce back, tripping off a nigga, man, for what? I just fall back. I don't have the time to be giving out my time. Haters trying to dim my light, cause they know I'm about to shine. When they say I'm not hot, now you know you niggas lying.
So the trick, if you guys can't tell, between the other demos and this one is that I did decide to go for a bob. Now, as you can see, it's not all one perfect length, and I was a little bit upset about that at first, but I honestly prefer it this way just because I can wear this bob style in so many different ways. I'm so obsessed. I have to admit that whenever I don't have on makeup, I do look a little young, but it's cute. Like, I like it. I feel like I have Jada vibes. I really feel like I'm on Hustle and Flow. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what products I'm going to be using today so that while I'm talking, I don't have to keep going back and forth because your girl gets sidetracked. And I want to make sure that I answer all of your questions, or as many as I can remember. I'm going to be using this coconut oil. This is from Vita Coco. This is my first time using it. It's 100% organic and it is cold pressed. And I didn't want to say that because for some reason, when the coconut oil is cold pressed and unrefined, it melts into my scalp so much better. So I'm going to be using this one today. And I stole this from my mom, so I'm not really sure where you can get it, but I'll try to leave a link in the description box. And also because my scalp is just dry, like coconut oil is nice and it's all cute and games, but I would literally have to put coconut oil in my hair almost every day because my hair and scalp gets so dry. I'm gonna really go in with this castor oil mainly because I want my edges to get a little bit fuller, and also because this is going to seal the moisture that I applied on my hair. Like I said, my hair is still a little bit wet, which I would advise if your scalp is super dry just to add a little bit of water, because that's what the moisture is going to seep into, and that's what you're going to seal with the castor oil. So the first question that I usually get is I think I got a question the other day, and it was like, how long is my hair? If you guys are wondering, I'm going to try to answer questions for both this style and the longer style because it really is the same thing. Okay. But the length of the full, like the length of the longer ones, I don't cut at all. So if you guys are asking questions about any of the pictures that you see on previous videos, I don't cut it at all. Like if you saw in the demo, if you guys watched the demo, you would see I literally just take out the pack, fold it in half, and start twisting. So I'm twisting the full length of the hair. I will try to leave it on the screen how long the inches are in the pack, but it's literally the full inch. If you are going for this style, however, and I'm going to go in detail about how I did it, but for the most part, all I did that's different between this one and the other ones is literally cut the hair in half. So say you take the hair out of the pack, and I wish I had something to show y'all, but say you take the hair out of the pack and you have the rubber band around the section of hair. Before I cut the rubber band, I literally just cut the hair in half at the rubber band. So once I cut it at the rubber band, I took that section and I twisted my hair straight down. And what I did eventually, I did have to like cut it so that's a little bit even, but I wanted it to be a little bit choppy so that I could literally wear it to this side or the other side and wear like buns and then wear it in a bun still. So yeah. Next main question that I really got was like, what hair do I use? Honestly, for that style, you guys, you don't have to have a specific type of hair. Like, I think every time I do the style, I use probably a different type of hair. As always, I think usually in the last two demos, I tried to leave in the description box the type of hair that I actually enjoy using. As for the hair that's in my head right now, I think I really like this one. I would recommend this one. The hair was a little bit skimp in the pack in my opinion. I know how I feel about that. However, it didn't tangle. Like, it didn't take me a long time to do this hair. I will say, like, if you do have hair textures that's a little bit more synthetic, it's gonna hurt your hands because you're gonna be twisting and rubbing your skin against that fiber for so long. So it can be irritating as well, especially if you're not using like an oil, or sometimes I like to twist with Eco Styling Gel, if that helps. I hope this is making sense. So yeah, I would advise you guys to twist with a like twisting aid, I guess, whether that's an oil, a cream. Again, I use Eco Styling Gel, just something that's like liquidy and wet that'll take the friction off of your skin, and it'll also kind of make your twist a little bit neater. Now, if you're new to my channel, I really like the chunky, thick, natural look, so I don't like for my styles to look super perfect, because I like for them to look relaxed and really like natural. I just feel like it gives me a more effortless look. So one thing I did notice about these versus the ones that I usually do, which are longer, is that it seems like the longer ones get more relaxed quicker. I've dipped my hair twice in the pot. If you guys want to see how I dip my hair, I also did a demo, I think sometime last year, and I will link that in the clicker. But yeah, I had to dip my hair twice and it was still stiff. And then I don't know if it's the hair or if it's just the length, y'all. So this is my first time doing this length, so I don't know what it was. But one thing about this length is that you have to really dip your hair. So I would highly recommend dipping. I know sometimes it's optional, but it wasn't optional this time. But if you do dip your hair, try to leave it in a little bit longer than you normally would, because it's so noticeable when these aren't loose. Because if they're still stiff, then it kind of just looks like you ever seen, you know, this first twist they have and you got your dreads going in different directions. That's how it looks, and it's not cute, it's not feminine, it just doesn't look good at all. So you want them to be free flowing. And if you don't know what I mean, basically when you dip your braids or when you dip your twist in hot water, it relaxes the fibers in the twisting hair. And it just makes your hair, one, a little bit looser. The hair shouldn't feel as heavy when you first get it done. And it should also make them a little bit more flexible so that the style is a little bit more relaxing. So while I switch to castor oil, we can go into the process of how I actually achieve this look for you new timers here on my channel. If you're going to try to achieve this look, you're definitely going to need about, I would say, 8 to 10 packs normally if you're going for the longer lengths. And again, I have full demos if you guys want to see how I did that style. But if you're going for a shorter length, I would necessarily say at least 5 packs. And this is if you're going for the super chunky look, you guys. If you guys like them this big. If you want them to be Senegalese twists, which in my opinion are a little bit thinner, I feel like it goes Senegalese, Havana, and then chunky Marley twist. So depending on how thick and chunky you want them, I typically do about 5 to 6 strands, single strands of hair. So you have the big pack, you should be able to separate different strands of hair. I use about 5 to 6 of those when I'm doing my normal length. And for the shorter length, I'm going to use about 4 packs minimum. And honestly, guys, it literally just depends on the hair that you buy, because some brands are a little bit thicker and some brands are a little bit thinner when it comes to how much hair they give you. That's why I'm always complaining. So I'm going to try to leave the hair that I've used below that are most common in hair stores, and see if I can really find some on Amazon for you guys to check out, because I know a lot of you guys were asking basically about that. And to give you guys the most accurate, you know, suggestion, I'll try to leave how many I guess pieces of hair I would use depending on that pack. So if you guys are trying to do that at home, maybe that'll help you out a little bit better if you're gonna run to your hair store, which it sucks because usually I go in with multiple different packs. Like, it's okay to mix brands, y'all. You really won't ever tell. If you guys can't notice, I have like 3 different colors in my head, and I'll list it below, but mainly it's just the color 4, and I find that 4 is actually my natural hair color before I dyed it. My hair is sandy red, so it's always hard to find a color that matches, because I can't do black because it'll look so off. I can't even do 1B because when the sun hits my hair, it'll reflect red. And you ever seen girls close your and leave out? It's just like, sis, I'd rather you just not. Like, no. Okay, so when I normally do the long Havana twist, it takes me about about 5 hours. I've gotten quick with it, so it can take about 5 to 7 hours to do the long chunky Havana twist, depending on how chunky you do them. the chunkier you do them, the less twist. Like this it can just go so many ways, you guys. I'm sorry if I'm confusing you, but I'm trying to answer everybody's question. Well, basically, to start off, I literally washed, conditioned my hair, blew it out, and I stretched my hair into twist overnight. So the next day, my hair was, I had coconut oil in it. That's the only thing I had in my hair when I twisted my hair up. I sectioned my hair off, and I did kind of go in with the triangle method, and I'll show you guys, I guess, my parting. I got a couple questions about that on the last video, and guys, I'm not a hairstylist. I just saw a picture on Pinterest, and I saw that girl's braids. She had a triangle parting, and I was like, oh, I want to imitate that. But if you guys notice, the triangle parting is only on like the sides of my head of where I'm actually going to part it. So it's not triangle all over my head, y'all, because sis can't do that. But I literally tried to make my parting at least neat where I knew I was gonna part it. So literally for me, the only thing that matters is the front of my head. I don't know what the back looked like, it doesn't matter, but the back is supposed to be full and the front is supposed to be neat, and that's literally how I do it. I take about an hour to go ahead and part my hair, and then I add rubber bands and I twist it up first. It literally takes down a lot of time because when you're going to twist your hair or you get frustrated and you start cutting and clipping, you're not cutting your hair at all. So that's one reason why I started doing that. Another reason is because whenever I add moisture and products to my hair, the Marley twist hair can sometimes dry your real natural hair out. So I like to put the product, twist it up so that it seals the product in, and then I kind of use the natural hair or the Marley hair to be like a sealant and be a real protective style and protect the twist, if that makes sense. Literally just wrap the twisting hair over my twist, starting with the braid because it's easier for me to grip. I'm not a real braider. And then I go into my big chunky Marley twisting. Once I got to a length that I actually like, I put a rubber band on the bottom. I actually tried to not use a rubber band, and I feel like once I got to the top, I figured out a method of how I would not be able to use a rubber band, if that makes sense. So if you don't want to use rubber bands, what you would have to do is really taper the ends so that it kind of gets thinner towards the bottom. If you don't taper the ends, it's going to be chunky and it's going to look like this. But I actually like it. So I'm not really complaining. Like, I'm not mad. And I really hope all of this is making sense to y'all. Because in my head, I think I'm just doing great. So yeah. I went over color. I went over length, I went over hair, I went over time, braiding pattern. I think that's about it, guys. So guys, that basically completes this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope this answered all of your questions. As always, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to leave them below in the comment section. Let's chat. Do you guys like the shorter version? Or do you guys prefer me to go back to the original long booty swaying Havana twist? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, loves.
On that beat.